Hey guys, Brother Brett Potts with Hope for Japan Ministries, and welcome to this week's Pray for Japan. This week we're going to talk about the Prefecture of Yamagata. The Yamagata Prefecture has a population of 1,079,950. It has one city with no churches, and it has 17 towns with no churches. And our missionary ratio is a staggering 1 to every 215,990 souls. Yamagata is mostly covered by mountains. Its agriculture and its forestry are kind of the main things in that prefecture. They also possess a deep, very, very deep and firm sense of obligation, traits that make for strong faith when converted to Christians. But the deep-rooted village culture kind of gets in the way of that. Again, that kind of Shinto religion, Buddhism, that type of thing, kind of gets in the way of people wanting to be converted, wanting to be Christians, because they see it as disowning themselves from their culture and from their religion, from their family, alienating them sort of from being Japanese in a way. But of course we know that's not the case. Jesus doesn't want them to give up being Japanese. He wants them to be Japanese Christians. The Shinto are significant once again in this prefecture in people's lives. Generally speaking, folk religions kind of tie in with small villages. Anytime we talk about this northern region, these kind of smaller things, there's going to be a lot more folk religion strongholds where people believe in these folk religions, and where they kind to blend with the culture of the village and the town and the city. So I pray for the young people. There is a trend where young people seem to be moving more towards cities and away from small villages and small towns, and this opens them opportunities for the gospel, opens opportunities for people to evangelize to young people. So just remember that also. And as we jump into praying over things, a couple of things that we want to pray for is the 2,502 believers that live in the Yamagata Prefecture, approximately, just to lead their families to Christ, to lead others to Jesus, to help them to be strong in showing their faith and showing their conviction about following the Lord in this time, and just opening up their hearts and their minds to the gospel. Next, we want to pray for spiritual movement among students. There are several schools in Yamagata Prefecture, and we want to pray that these students would feel the Spirit of Jesus moving on their lives and their hearts, and leading them closer to Him and closer to a Christian walk, so that they can lead their fellow students and their families to Jesus. Next thing we want to pray for is mental illness ministries, and I just want to pause and say that this is kind of a sensitive topic. I myself am not aware of many ministries that deal with this thing, and I think that is kind of shameful, because they're souls just like anyone else on the earth, and yet we don't see them in a decent light just because of the affliction that's over their body and over their mind, but they still need Jesus like anyone else. And these mental illness ministries, they go in and they try to show them Jesus the best of their ability, and they try to just be that person in their life that is there and still cares for them when their whole family and maybe even society has given up on them. So please pray for mental illness ministry. Next, I want to pray for a specific city, Anabarazawa, which has had no church at all. There needs to be a move to establish a church in this city. There needs to be people that would rise up and just feel a burden for this city, and would go in there and establish a work, a preaching point, a prayer station, something that would get people interested in the gospel of Jesus and get their hearts and minds turning towards Him and focusing on Him. Lastly, I want to pray for the Higashikawa and Akumi districts. There are 35,000 people in between these districts. There is not a single church. So just pray that church planters would come to these prefectures and plant churches, prayer stations, evangelism stations, to reach the needs of these people in these districts. As always, thank you for joining us on Pray for Japan, and please like and subscribe to our channel and follow our missionary updates. And join us next week as we pray over another prefecture in the nation of Japan. God bless. Thank you.